Jim?
Only barely got an hour.
All right. We got to do this in a quick amount of time. Okay, so
Actually, no, we got about 30 minutes.
All right, 30 minutes. Let's see if we could rush through this one real quick. So we
Okay.
were talking earlier about we have a lot of crypto investments, right?
Yeah, very diversified at the moment.
Right.
Mhm.
And we were looking for ways to sort of protect our investments and kind of deal with a lot of the
Tax implications,
yeah.
especially with new 87,000 IRS agents coming on board.
Yeah, and I think this is a legitimate concern for a lot of us out there who are investing in crypto and who have portfolios. And it's a lot of work that goes into building up this kind of a portfolio. It takes a lot of effort, energy, consumption of energy from our part, right?
Absolutely.
And buying the equipment, and just a lot is involved. And all the education that we had to go through, it's a lot of work, people. It's not that. So when
There's a huge learning curve to all of it. And the financial end of it is probably just as big a learning curve as learning about crypto itself.
Correct. And so when Uncle Sam says he's going to take 47% of that, that gets kind of scary.
Absolutely.
So, and I can see why, a lot of us would be concerned about that. And in generally speaking, part of wealth building, wealth management is understanding what your options are, right? Because money goes where it's treated best.
Yeah.
I
mean, I put together a will with my wife and an attorney and stuff not too long ago, and I actually asked him about this CRT which we're looking at here, and the guy that you've got pulled up over there, I've listened to him before, and when I spoke with the attorney that I met in person, he was like, "Yeah, he's dead straight. That's exactly right, and that's how that would work." And the information I got from it was fantastic.
Okay. Now, when you say CRT, is that like the critical race theory thing, or
not quite?
Is Armani going to be racist? No.
No.
All right, let's play a little clip and see what he says about it. Here he is. He's doing an introduction to.
Why don't you explain what CRT is?
In this scenario, CRT is charitable remainder trust, and the author who's speaking here is Mark J. Kohler, and you can subscribe to his channel. Although that's not his channel, this is some guy named Joe Robert, but I'm sure he has a channel. But
he probably played Mark's stuff. I mean, I've seen Mark on Facebook. I don't know if I've seen him on YouTube, but I've listened to him before. And, it's very good stuff.
All right, let's play a little sample and see if we can get an explanation here. I see he's beginning the explanation here on the screen. Let's listen in.
Step one, the trust is going to have a beneficiary, a 501c3 charity, that does not get any money until you die. So don't worry, you're not giving anything to charity now. So that's going to be in the trust. It's also going to create an income beneficiary so that you get the income, and that's going to be you during the rest of your life. We'll come back to that. So that's what the trust says. Well, step 4 is you're going to donate to the CRT your crypto. And you've got to donate it directly from a wallet-to-wallet transfer. You do not sell it first. So it goes from this wallet to the CRT institutional wallet. And this CRT, to get set up and get a wallet, it could be a month or so. So you want to have...
Okay, so I guess there's a process to creating a wallet in that CRT thing he's talking about.
Right.
And this is where he would come in. I guess we would have to reach out to somebody like him to figure out how to do that.
Right, because... what I was thinking when I first thought about it, we just make so much in crypto, we cash it into dollars, and then we go do a CRT.
No, that's where they nail you.
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as you make turn your crypto into cash, there is a taxable transaction.
Correct.
Right
Every
there.
single micro transaction you do is taxable.
Yes.
With crypto.
All right, so go on.
Yeah.
this ready to go, people, for the summer or fall run that we might see in crypto. Then you're going to sell the crypto.
When it's in the CRT.
You're going to sell it tax-free. So instead of ending up with 900 grand minus 300 grand, and so you're back, you got 650 to play with, now you're going to have the whole million. And that whole million is going to be sitting in your CRT, and you can go invest it however the hell you want. You can buy more crypto. You can go buy real estate. You get to be the trustee, and you can hire a financial advisor if you want. But when we do this, we're going to calculate based on your age and sex, the IRS is going to tell us when you're going to die. If you want to know when you're going to die, call me, Joe. I got a table at the IRS that'll tell you, just if you're wondering. You work on your bucket list, all right? So you got your age and sex, and if you're 40 years old, let's say the IRS will probably give you about an 8% payout. So whatever the trust is worth every year is going to pay out 8% of that for the rest of your life. Now, you might continue trading and double this money every freaking year. In 3 years, that might be $3 million. Well, you get 8% of $3 million. So every January, it's revalued. It's called a charitable remainder unit trust. Now, for doing this wonderful thing, you're also going to get a tax deduction, because someday in the future, when you die, the charity is going to get whatever's left. And so there's a present value of what that future charitable deduction is going to be worth now. It's usually around 10%. So if you donate $1 million, you're going to get a $100,000 write-off. The final step is you might buy some life insurance. And when you do that life insurance, so we went from step 3 to 5, you're going to get your income, which is 6, and number 7.
I'm getting confused right here.
He'll bring it all in a second. Because what he was talking about,
when he says the IRS is going to give you 8%, why is the IRS paying you?
Because charitable donations are tax deductible.
Okay.
So if you give 10%, if you tithe to your church that you go to, at the end of the year, depending on the total amount of your tithes, that's a charitable donation, and that's
so obviously I need more education in how this. I got you. Well,
the other thing he was talking about earlier in there, when the IRS will predict how you die, there is a mortality table out there.
Correct.
That's been, configured by our government forever, and I don't know who updates that table, but I think that longevity of people is starting to be a little bit longer, but. Yeah, it'd be interesting to just go and see the history of the mortality table.
I think they base it off of an average,
or 100 years.
Right? They just go with an average. They say, well, the average male with these circumstances lives this long.
Yeah,
it's a mathematical thing. It's not.
Well,
it's not like they predict your exact death.
No. That's why it's a table. It's a mortality table. It's just it's just a. You fit this, check this box, and this box.
And he's saying something about, so it's tax. So he's saying that once it goes to the CRT wallet, this wallet that's in the trust, right? Once it's in this wallet, you can sell it when it's in this wallet to get your million or your.
When it's in there, it's still live crypto. It could double, it could grow, it could go the other way. And
he said something about selling it and then using that cash to buy.
You're designating it. It's in there, and when you die, whatever amount's in there is going to go to your charitable organization.
Okay.
And you're going to get 10% of that, or whatever the percentage was, as a tax deduction, and you're also going to earn 8% off of it.
So do I need to have the church? Basis. Do I need to start the church too? That's what
it doesn't have to be a church. It could be any charitable organization that you can create this.
So
not
helping,
create. But offer this money to. So you could maybe there's a orphanage for children in Trinidad.
Okay.
You could say, I'm going to give my money to them, and it's designated. It's put in legal terms in writing. It's all done by lawyers, and when you die, they get whatever's left in that, whatever it grew to or didn't grow to.
I got you.
But while it's
what the Rockefellers do,
while it's locked up in this entity, you're still earning 8% interest off of it. That was the income that's going to continue to come from this.
Okay.
And instead of cashing it out and taking the money and taking the hit, which he showed you at the beginning, you'd end up with like $650,000 instead of $1 million, because the government's going to take $350,000 off right off the top. And that, I think, was being conservative.
That's 35% by that.
It's about a third, yeah. So, and I think that was being conservative. It gets, depending on your age and everything, it can get closer to 50%.
Yeah.
So anyway, continue.
Yeah.
You get your tax deduction. And number 8, you might do some life insurance. So if you buy life insurance for, say, $2 million, when you can use some of the distribution to pay for the life insurance, then when you die, your family gets $2 million tax-free. So everybody wins, IRS loses. Now, as you get this income, you pay tax on this income, but the beauty is you don't take that huge haircut off at the beginning. You get to continue to invest this and just get a distribution rate based on your age, and it changes for everybody. We charge $8,000 to do a CRT, start to finish. And you're done. You don't have to call us back. You can put it on the shelf. Once you donate to it and it kicks in, you're going to look at about $3,500 a year to maintain it, because there's tax returns, bookkeeping, and things like that.
How much?
But
$3,500.
it's asset protected. No lawsuit can get into the CRT either. So it's pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, I think that was a nice short video. Okay, so his service, reason he's educating people about this is because he's offering this as a service.
Right.
But how many more?
I mean, there.
Which is
anybody that does wills or any kind of lawyer like that. Does any financial asset management,
and it's a very
know how to
specific
do a
crowd
CRT.
he's helping. Or I mean, not everybody could do a CRT. It's going to be people.
I never even heard of one before until I just happened to run across his video one day, and I'm going, oh my God, this is an awesome tool, because you know, with our investments that we've got in our diversified crypto,
and you legitimately can contribute to something you care about.
Right.
That's like what Bill Gates is doing, right? He cares about the people with vaccines.
Yeah.
So he's like trying to help everybody get better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, us being crypto hodlers.
Correct.
For those who don't understand our name out there, with a hodler in the crypto world is somebody who
keeps their crypto. They hold on to it.
We hold it. We're holding it for long term. So
this is perfect. This fits right into that model.
Right now, most people that are over invested and they got too much money invested in their crypto are crying and raining tears right now with the way the market is. But it's like every market, it's going up, it's going down, and we know it's going to come back. And as it comes back, and it comes back as good as everybody's hoping it will be, we will be sitting very nice, and that's when we'll start moving stuff.
Now, you don't just have to use crypto for the CRT, right? If you have cash, if you have $1 million in cash, sitting out there,
you could do that too. As far as the tax ramifications on that, I don't know if that would be considered earnings that you made throughout the year or not. That would be another question to ask, and who knows? They somebody may have asked down through the questions there if we can do that with cash. But the beauty of the crypto situation is we've all wondered. Well, we didn't wonder. We know that as soon as you start cashing in that crypto and transferring it into dollars,
as soon as you cash in any investment, any investment, right?
Unless it's a Roth IRA.
Okay, because it's already pre-tax before it goes in.
Absolutely, yeah. So that doesn't count against your.
Man, the world of finance is such a fascinating thing, man. It's like a science behind it. You got to know how. See, everything comes back to, at the end of the day, education. Are you well educated to know how to move money, how to protect your wealth? How to build wealth, right? First of all, I mean, learning to build wealth is easy, but learning how to maintain is another skill by itself.
Well, and you hear so many people scream at the government, "Oh, they took this, they took that." I mean, it's been this way for a long time, people.
Right? It's constant.
You should have informed yourself, and educated yourself how it works out there in the real world, and when you sold your house, you had to pay money. When you sold your business, you had to pay money.
Yeah.
I've
been doing that for a long time. So
that's one of the things I wanted to see go away that did not happen, but was the death tax.
Tax.
Even dying, if you have enough wealth, the government is going to take a percentage of it. You can't just pass that on to your children. They go, no, death tax or inheritance tax, whatever way you want to put it.
Right.
The person that inherits the money, they got to pay tax on that. The person that dies, they give half their stuff away.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. They get you coming and going.
And the people I think who gets hits the hardest are people in agriculture, from what I heard. because they pass on a lot of wealth, but not in the way that people think of wealth. Like,
well, that's a lot of family farms are just that. The wealth is never passed on as much as it just remains in the family. It's a family-run business. The next family members become owners and keep doing it, and there's never really a hit until they sell the family farm.
Right.
And that's
what's happening. Is a lot of people are selling farms to go live in the cities and falling into the trap of.
Yeah, the children don't want to be farmers and they want to get out of the business and they're going to move on. So
that is sad because, and then I also understand it's because a lot of policies are getting enacted now that are affecting farmers because farmers are being pushed to sell because they have regulations on water usage and so many different things right now.
Well, even what crops you plant and don't plant, there's been times when the government subsidized farmers to not plant at all. They would pay them.
Yep, I remember that.
To leave the ground barren.
Yeah. And again, I guess that's all part of control pricing, right? Am I understanding correctly? That was to try and keep food prices at a certain... That's the explanation I got years ago. I don't know
that by any means.
That's what somebody explained to me years ago when I just moved to Iowa. They're like, oh, they do that because they have to keep the price of food a certain amount, and if there's too much abundance, then farmers won't make money, and then I don't know. That's how it was explained.
I heard part of it was land preservation. I mean, if you burn a crop,
preservation.
Preservation. If you run a crop too many times with certain chemicals, I mean, you can actually burn out that land to make it unusable. That's why they do crop rotation, and I mean, there's so much. I mean,
well, we got.
There's probably a farmer out there listening to this right now.
Who the heck are these guys talking about? I got to get on that show. Where are they at?
We got to straighten these boys out. They have lived.
If you're a farmer and you want to get on the show, reach on out, leave a comment. We'll love to have you on so we can know more about it. We're more of the crypto guys, but we're going to explore a bunch of different subjects on here, and that's kind of what we're about on our channel. And are we at that 30-minute mark?
Not really, but I think we pretty much touched on the CRT subject and just wrap this up. And
we just wanted to share that with everybody out there so you can kind of get an idea of if you are in investing and hoarding wealth. It sounded horrible, but I don't mean hoarding wealth. Like, I mean, if you have a portfolio and you're building your wealth, let's put it like that. You need to educate yourself on what's out there and what's available.
Yeah.
And protect yourself, right? Because no one's going to do it for you.
I think with the 87 IRS agents that have been recently getting hired to be in there is really raised awareness in everybody's mind that
the guy who came to buy,
we could all be targets right now. I
exactly.
mean, nobody's safe out there, and we used to just kind of do our own taxes, and I know so many people that have done their own taxes for years that
I do it. I use QuickBooks online to do my taxes. TurboTax, I think I use.
The tax laws are so complicated. I don't care how good you are.
Yeah.
If you don't have expertise behind you, you're riding a thin line.
But nowadays, even expertise is not guaranteed. It's like you go through 1 or 2 or 3 different accountants before you find an accountant that's one you like.
I've been through my fair share. I used to have an accountant in the last city I lived in.
Wow.
That he said if I ever got audited, he would take care of the whole thing. He would work with them, do everything at no cost to me. And I was like, I'm sticking with you guys. I stayed with him for a long time, too. And thank God I never got audited. But it would have been unique to see.
Right. He stood behind his work is what he was confident in his work.
He said, I know what I'm doing. And, if they want to come after you, we'll cover
do it together. Okay.
Yeah. So
I like that.
Yeah. And that's that kind of security we all need to have that so we can sleep at night.
Yeah. I agree. I just wish we had a way of getting connected with people like that more because it's tough.
It's funny is every time there's a change like this, it brings new business plans to the market because I bet you anything, and you hear about them a little bit, but I bet you anything there is going to be a ton of services that are probably going to be prescription.
right
that you pay for that gives you IRS protection. You know,
yeah, well, it's built in when you go to TurboTax. You know, they always try to upsell you on the next package. Like if you get audited, you pay $50 more.
I've never used it, so
Really?
yeah, I never knew about that.
Yeah, they do.
I bet you that service is going to be something we should invest in because they're going to be making a lot of money.
The first time I filed, I used it, and then I did get audited, and they didn't help me. So the second time I filed, I didn't pay for it because I was like, you guys lied to me. This is why.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is why I'm so like. Weary about corporations that are so huge.
Sure.
Because they're so big that they're trusting their software more than they are providing the support you need.
So what was their excuse for not helping you?
That it was a little too complex and it's going to need more work, and I should pay for their accountant service, which they had.
Oh, they wanted to upsell you
again. So I was like,
so what did you do about the audit? How did you handle it?
I just called the IRS myself. It took me a year to clean it up, but it was just me calling, and they said that I owed more than I really did, and it was a whole mess. And then they wanted receipts, and I ended up fixing it myself. But instead of paying $1,000, I think I was only left with $300 that I had to pay. But it was me doing it myself, calling the IRS, and it was.
I can't imagine
me having to go back
nights,
and look. Oh my God, dude!
I
went through it so much that, and this is why I also take the mentality of doing things myself. Like you know this.
So how do you think you got targeted?
I don't think it was me targeted per se. It was just like I think they have algorithms or software that's combing and looking for discrepancies, and because. This was a tax bill that wasn't paid.
They probably looked, this guy's only making X amount of money and he's got a $1,000 tax return. We're going after him. He's doing something shady.
I'm not the only one. I've spoke to so many people who make, and I was never making that any kind of money. I was what, $20,000, $25,000 a year guy for a long time. I mean, I had years where I would, you know, like in the 2004s, 2005s, I jumped up to like 80 grand a year. And then I went right back down to like 20, 30
and that's
for a long time.
Is that when they audited you, when you were down in the lower bracket?
I got audited when I just moved back from Trinidad to Florida. And I was only making like $30,000 a year, which was a joke.
Yeah,
that's
in
nothing.
Florida, that's a low
That's
income.
nothing. But they claimed that I was owing this money from Fairfield 10 years ago.
Oh, my goodness.
Or something like that. And they tried to put interest on it. It was a whole thing. And I'm like, this is nonsense. Yeah. And that's why I fought. I fought because I felt like this was unfair.
Yeah.
Like I'm a little fish in the sea. Like
my wife saves every receipt. She's got boxes of our taxes from every year, and she saves.
I had to do an affidavit. I had to go get an affidavit.
All the paperwork with those taxes that we used to file that year.
Yeah.
And so, and I've always said, oh, we got to throw those away. We only need to save 10 years.
Well,
now.
Everything's digital now.
I'm glad she saved all this. I'm like, if we ever get audited, I'll be like one of those lawyers who do a case where they overload them with information. Here's 1,000 boxes of information.
Yeah.
IRS agents, go through it.
I don't have any boxes, but I do scan and keep everything in my phone. I have that.
I've been actually thinking about getting one of those.
The QuickBooks software you use?
Yeah.
There's a phone app to that. And it allows you to scan your receipts into your thing. And that's what I use.
Who's that basketball player that's been advertising that scanning machine on TV?
We talking about
that one. They got the handheld one and the desk mounted one. I thought that thing looked pretty cool. I love the way it categorized everything and stuff. I think I'm definitely going to be investing in one of those here. I mean, the way our society is changing so fast, it's going to be the only way to keep up. I've got files of receipts I should be running through that machine.
They don't make those anymore. Now everything's on your phone.
No. They're selling these things right and left right now on TV. Scan documents, scan receipts. Look up that.
Oh, is it like one of those late at night?
No.
As seen on TV scanner.
No.
5 receipt scanners that are best. This thing. Does it look something like that?
I don't know. That's kind of. Who's this?
I don't know. He says he's got 5 different.
Oh, he's doing a
tool junkie.
Receipt scanner. Let's get started with the list. Number 1. Brother DS940DW.
All right, it's probably going to go through a list of different scanners. I'm sure it's in there, the one you're talking about. There's 5 different ones you could buy that's on the market.
Yeah, it's...
I get it. It's just a device that scans a piece of paper, puts it digital. It's a regular scanner, but configured differently for receipts.
It actually categorizes everything.
Huh.
This is a food expense. This is a travel expense. This is a...
That's the same that the app does.
Yeah, I mean...
It's just going to be in the form of a physical printer.
Yeah, I mean, like right now I've got drawers full of files and receipts. I mean, we need to do that with our crypto business. Everything we
my dad told me a story about an accountant. My grandfather was in the newspaper business in Trinidad.
Right.
And he had accountants. And one of the accountants apparently was stealing money from the business. And he must have dropped the ball in that one because he told the accountant he was fired. And that to leave all the books in the office when he locks up. Like, to, you know, if you're going to fire somebody like that, you want to have somebody there.
You walk them out the door.
You walk them out the door. But apparently
you lock the door behind them.
So
after you frisk them, make sure they're not being sloppy. Oh, he's just sloppy. He
lit everything in the office on fire and walked out the door.
Oh my God! He
burned all the books. Yeah, and the place
it's
also
like
caught
Office
on fire.
Space all over again. Where's my red stapler?
So I guess he learned his lesson on that one. I think they were wiser on the... I should ask my aunt about that. I don't know if they ever got a replacement. But yeah, there's a lot of stories like that in my family of accountants not being, 100%.
Well, a lot of these third world countries, I got a good friend of mine, Savaji, who his own family member, he owns land over in India and different places that he... has no other choice but to let family members help manage it.
Yeah.
And they stab him in the back all the time. And he knows it, and he's aware of it. And all he can do is scream and yell at him over the phone.
That's also culture. Yeah. That's also cultural, too. Like, when you go to India, you'll kind of see, like, it's already embedded. Like, when they think of prices in India, they're already factoring in how much they're going to be skimmed off the top. So they're always quoting prices for like, well, I'm probably going to get this much stolen from me. So I got to include that in my pricing for what it's so blatantly in the open. I know it's weird when you travel and see how certain cultures have developed mechanisms for dealing with stuff.
Our government already does that. They just make it all look
we just do it
normal.
We do it in a normalized legal way. They just have it more. It's decentralized.
I get it.
It's funny. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Are you think we're good? Wrap up for today, or
absolutely? We're just
and
we got the state fair in town, and there's a lot of activities going on locally. So it's
I want to take my wife. We might go Saturday. And check it out. Seems fun. Yeah. We've been a couple of times. When her mom came to visit, we went, and her niece. And that was fun that time. It's fun when we go with people.
Take her into the ag center. She would love that. I mean, she likes all the plants and all.
Oh, plants? Yeah.
Yeah.
If you said animals, I would say no.
No, the agriculture center is the big circle in the middle. They got like the tallest corn stalk and this plant, the largest pumpkin and biggest cucumber and.
All right. Yeah.
But then they have
and the butter cow.
Yep, that's in there too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even go there. I was there last night, and I haven't even hit that yet. But I'm going back again.
It's a full-size cow made of butter, right?
Well, if they did the butter cow this year. I mean, sometimes they do different things, but typically they do that, and then they'll do a themed one. I mean, I've seen them do The Simpsons. I've seen them do UFOs, aliens, everything.
Wow.
They've had all kinds of different butter themes. It would be something to look up sometime and see how many things they've made out of butter. All right. Well, have a good day.
All right, guys. Have a good day. Oh, let me make sure this thing's working.
The Ultra Compact Brother DS.
Yep, looks good. Looks like it's working. We got audio. All right, gang. Thank you for watching. Again, if you're interested, coming on the show or contributing in any way, please reach out. And thanks for listening. And hope you enjoy the show. And we look forward to having you join us as we continue on our journey, learning and sharing and inspiring. Take care and thank you. I'm Mahesh. See you later.
I'm Jim, and we'll see you much later.
Rock and roll.